Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. He's full of shit, bro. He's full of shit, bro. I'm not buying any of that.
Where do you think the lie starts?
Damn, where does the lie start? Probably when he started doing stand-up. Yo, I'm St. James Jackson. This is Andre Hashim. We are coming together to talk or you see what Dave Chappelle has to say to defend himself. Do we forgive him? Yes or no? I don't know if I do, but I'm going to give him a second to defend himself.
I hold grudges.
Well,
I didn't.
Neither did I, but Dave is walking a crazy line, so you'll see what it is.
He's making me look really dumb.
He's killing my childhood. I don't know how to feel about this guy.
Yeah, he's killing my college memories because I'm very much older than St. James.
That's more than fine.
Do you see journalism and comedy being related in some way?
Incredibly.
How so?
Well, first of all...
Hold on. I gotta pause already. Because you know they talk about the Saudi Arabia thing and like that they killed a journalist. And they're like, oh, are you cool going there after they killed a journalist? Okay, so... comedians are on the table now too then? If comedy is like journalism?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I also don't respect anybody that's like, anytime he's held to the fire, it's like, I'm just a comedian. Mm-hmm. You can't do that as a journalist. You can't be like, oh, no, I'm just a journalist. No, like, you're held to a higher standard. That's the problem with these guys. They want to be glorified like these truth tellers, these philosophers, which at some point, I do think comedy is a form of philosophy. You know, we're comedians, so maybe I'm jerking myself off a little bit. But at the same time, it is assuming that you're held to the same fucking standard, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel like that's been his premise for a bit. Is like, it's like, look, I'm just a comic, but like also, and like I'm just like a a dirty act or whatever. But also, it's like we're the truth tellers, and we're the comedians are the people on the pulse of stuff, and it just sucks because I wish he just would have stayed in the whole like, look, I was just fucking around. They were just jokes.
Exactly.
Journalists determine what the baseline reality is. You guys, there's been times where I could write an act that's just a rebuttal to reporting. Right. Now there's cable reporting, which is a lot more editorializing. What I like about NPR's reporting is fact-based, but she'll cut the meat. The journalists will ask the question, I'm thinking, well, what does that mean? Tell us what that means. And the person will explain something. In the last 10 years, watching the news is like taking a civics class.
What he really meant to say is, what I like about NPR is y'all took my call. If y'all didn't take this, I'm going to have to go on Fox News.
Yeah. You're like, I'm so rich, but this is still the only media outlet that I can afford to buy. It's like, I want to own one. It's also, it's the civics class. First, I love how this this interview exists outside of history now. Like,
what do you mean?
Like that the last 10 years, news has seemed like a civics class, or that it's like all of this stuff has been polarized since before I was born. Yeah. Like the news, maybe in the 90s and stuff like that, really started getting like, the 24-hour news cycle and stuff like started getting polarized left, right, and then Fox News and shit. But the idea that this is like, that news is some way like slanted into in some way is very weird. The last 10 years, like everything was like before then, there wasn't right or left wing slanted media or anything like that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. It's a weird thing where like the bubble is crashing on them. Like, when did we get all weird about, like, dude, okay, yeah, I think trans people are weird, and I want to take blood money. When did that become so divisive? When did that become a weird thing? Jesus.
Look, all right, like, look, it's fine for other people to take blood money, but as soon as a black guy starts taking blood money...
To be fair to him, you remember he used to have that joke about what's the joke he did on SNL years ago? He like he goes, I said something I never thought I would say. It's only room for 3 niggas on this balloon boat. Ta-ta. Balloon. You know what I'm talking about? The air balloon.
Hot air balloon?
Yeah, it's only room for 2 niggas on this air balloon. Ta-ta. He might have meant that.
Many things that are happening in politics and whatever that are unprecedented. And you have to explain to a person, well, this is why this is unusual. Whatever the case may be, this contextualization is what comedians do. We're like a nation's kidney. We help everyone metabolize not just facts, but feelings around facts or ideas. And in the last 15, 20 years, our culture and our media has been an avalanche of facts and ideas. It's very difficult to sift through. And in that time,
I wish it had been an avalanche of facts.
You beat me too.
I wish that facts had been remotely. I wish that there had been a light drifting of snow, a smattering, just like maybe a hailstorm even. But what the fuck? It's been like the opposite of that.
Saying facts was the loosest statement I've heard in a long time with Donald J. Trump being president.
Yeah.
The last few years, you know what we've been really overwhelmed with? Facts. Truth.
Yeah, too many facts. That's why we don't know which way is up right now. Is because of just all of these things. We're just inundated with the truth.
Top of all genres. Because it does help people contextualize.
Say more about that, about comedy being like the nation's kidneys. I've heard you say this before. You use some language I can't use, but it involved...
By the way, you can use all the language that Dave Chappelle can use. I can't use some of the language that Dave Chappelle uses. You can use every single bit of it. Even the words that people don't like him saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was like, also be an adult. Yeah. You can say, it was the word he said with shit. You could say, just air it after 10 p.m.
As you put out, let's put it, how can we put it in ways that won't jeopardize my license?
I'm like, I'm scared. What did I say?
We're helping people process all the...
Oh, yeah. We really do.
Get it out of here. But say more about that, because the implication
That'd be wild if what he had
engaged
actually
with
said was just horrifically offensive.
Gregory once described Richard Pryor's work as...
Like, we're going to have to censor this, but he was like, we're trying to help process, like, all the Jews into bacon. Or something, like, you're just like...
That's so
funny. I'm sorry, it just made it seem, she blew it up so big.
Exactly.
or if I don't want to get on to like the specifics of the things I say on stage, but there's a lot of big ideas that people have feelings about, and there's no real context to conversate or rebut them. And jokes are just a shorthand for all of that. And sometimes it could be as simple as just laughing at something or making light of something just makes it feel less daunting.
Do you feel like your job is to be provocative? I'm just thinking about the adjectives that are applied to you. Provocative, controversial, polarizing, any of that?
No, I don't court it. I just don't flinch from it. Because at the core, man, again, my core, I'm a filthy nightclub actor. I started in smoky rooms in D.C. and black crowds and white crowds and people had drinks and they just were gruff and said what they said back then. And it was never a big deal. And then as the time went on, people, the culture started trying to renegotiate itself. And that's a great time to be a comedian.
When you say, I'm thinking about the role that a lot of black comics have played particularly for black people. A lot of times it's a release. Because a lot of times I think a lot of black people feel the way they have to navigate the world is to keep things stuffed down, right?
That's
Is
right.
it fair? So I think that a lot of black comedians, their role has often been to give people a release, to let them say the things that they can't say when they're going to their job or whatever. But now you are international. I mean, people all over the world watch you, listen to you. Certainly not
And he's
just black
like,
audiences
yes.
listen.
And there's a giant part of the population that wanted to say a bunch of shit about trans people. I'm just speaking for them. I'm just giving them a voice. Which, again, I didn't have a problem with when it was just about the jokes. It was like, I'm just finding a hot button issue and I can joke about it. But it's like, now with the backtrack, it makes it look so much more like shrewd and grifty.
Yeah, and it's also this weird thing with like, Dave Chappelle and Jay-Z, they both have this thing in common. It's like when things hit the ground, they're black again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, now it's like what black comedians supposed to do. It's what, if I was to grant him this, it's what comedians are supposed to do. Which is what I think he would say if he wasn't feeling like he fucked up. But now that he fucked up, the first thing he wants to do is like, well, my job is to make sure that I say what black people want me to say. I don't know, man. I wonder how, I wonder what black people think about you taking all this blood money. You know?
I mean, you're a black person. What did you want Dave to do? Is that what you wanted Dave Chappelle to say?
Yeah, oh, fuck, I am black. That's a good point. Oh, shit. I'm on the hot seat now. No, this
do you
nigga's
feel represented?
No, this nigga's full of shit. No. Dave is like, once again, a lot like Dave. Can I say something, Andre? This is what growing up is for me. When I realized, it's a hot take. When I realized Dave Chappelle and Kanye West are very much the same guy. Kanye West is just more bipolar, because he is bipolar, but they are, what's the word? When you go against the grain for the sake of going against the grain.
Like contrarians.
They are contrarians. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Kanye West is also like, I don't hate the Jews. The Jews are good people now. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's also like, oh, I like making trans jokes back when it was like not cool, but now that everybody's doing it, I don't want to make them anymore. There's two on the nose. These guys, they're grifters. And I love Dave Chappelle. Or at least I did. It hurts me to say it, but he doesn't really stand for anything. He's pivoting now because Trump is not cool, and these things are not cool. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the weird... What a great thing to have, though, to fall back on, is to be like...
Being black?
Yeah.
That's a good angle I didn't think you was going to take.
Like, I couldn't do that and be like, look...
You can't do that.
Look, it's like, it's my job to represent the half Latino but not really, half Palestinian but not really community. And it's like, that's why I have to say these things.
Why'd you get that kid? Hey, relax. Before you get mad, just know I'm black.
Yeah. Like, this is just my culture. Wait. And all the Latinos are like, no, it's not. I mean, kind of. Yeah, it is. But no. You're not helping.
To you, and I wonder, do you feel like your job is different now?
Well, no, the mechanics are the same. Now I'm an ambassador of a genre more than I was. I'm an ambassador of American culture more than I was. If I put a show up in Berlin or Vienna and people come and see me, they're coming to see me as an American voice as much as a black one. Even though in the States they might not see it that way. Overseas, and I got all that flack for doing that festival in Saudi Arabia, but in Saudi, I don't think that festival would have been legitimate if I wasn't there.
Say more about that.
I'm not the biggest comedian, but my voice is sought after. In Saudi Arabia, for like the last 20 years, they've been doing, really maybe 15 years, they've been trying to do comedy shows in Saudi Arabia. Underground shows. The jokes were like contraband. These shows would happen in people's homes.
I wonder, do you think, because that's also, Louis was there.
Like, Kevin Hart was there. Andrew Schultz was there. There was a lot of people there. Go ahead.
Right. And that also, that like, might even be more, I don't know if like relevant is the word, but like.
Definitely some of them were more relevant. Maybe not as historically wise, probably no way bigger than Dave, except maybe Louis.
Yeah.
And big maybe on the Louis, but go ahead.
The Louis was the one I was thinking of too. Is like if Chappelle's not there, it's not a legitimate festival. It's like, well, I mean, but also Louis was there, and yeah, they would have loved for you to be there probably, but like, if anyone's got like similar sexual proclivities to a Saudi Arabian, it's Louis.
That's funny. That's a good one. That was a great one, actually. It's also such a weird diss to all of these people who are clearly your peers. Even if Kevin Hart's not you, Kevin Hart's your peer.
Yeah.
And Josh is your peer. To be like, it's not relevant until I was there. It's kind of crazy work. That was a crazy lineup. That was a lot of good people in that lineup.
Those are all people pretty much selling out stadiums.
Stadiums, like, who probably sell more than him for him to be like, it wasn't legitimate until I signed the contract. It's wild. Even on his special, he said on his special, a lot of people did it, but I got paid the most. I want to be like, hey Dave, I don't know if you think this is elementary school or high school. You bragging about being the funniest is kind of lame. It's a little gay. I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I'm the funniest. It's like, hey, bro, they're just jokes, my friend. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there is. When you did that too, it's so funny because it really is such like a little kid thing.
Yeah.
To just especially not let all of that can literally speak for itself. It's in the article that covers what you got paid speaks for itself.
Exactly.
In the IMDb rating for your comedy special or whatever, the reviews, that all speaks for itself. Your relationship in the community and your peers respect that, and it's like, but I have to say it?
I have to say it again.
What the fuck are you doing?
Come on, bro.
They would happen in embassies.
I wouldn't kill it to
comedians
be
like
able to have
Maj
that.
Jabrani and guys like this.
Yeah.
They've been going over there for
Just
years
for a
and
day,
doing
just
these
to taste
shows.
it, like-
Private.
Quietly.
Quietly,
It wasn't,
okay.
close to being private.
Okay.
Whatever, I don't know what their laws are.
But for the
right?
elites, basically, people who.
Not for necessarily the elites. But yeah, for people who could have a house like that.
Okay.
I don't know what those shows were like because I didn't do those shows.
Okay. Yeah.
The first time I can remember doing a big show in the Middle East, my opening act was a guy named Mo Amber, who's Palestinian American, from Houston, but originally from Kuwait, but he's Palestinian. And Mo was probably on that circuit doing the secret shows in Saudi. And man, the thing that was remarkable was the crowd reaction. Right before I went on stage, it was actually funny. Right before I went on stage, they gave me a list of all the things I wasn't supposed to address. It was like right before I went on stage. So I took the list on stage, and that was the show. I just did the list. Don't talk about the royal family. Is that y'all or not? Just made fun of them. Man, they were screaming. Ah.
Do you believe that? I don't know what to make of it.
I kind of do, because I believe that he would take the money and be completely unprepared for the set.
And that I do respect. If he did do that, I respect that.
But also, because I could see with his, like, the contrarianness thing of being like, oh, I'm just going to make fun of the things you told me to not make fun of. I just think it's weird to be like, there's a bunch of public backlash. I did this thing that's private, and then I'm not going to, like, talk about, like, I'm just going to let the private thing sit there. They're like, no, it's like, you can't, if there's public backlash that you're upset about, you got to make the private thing public. You got to tell us more that you did that.
Yes.
Right? Like, I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree. That was my 2 cents, which makes me think him being who he is, unless they made him sign an NDA, which if he signed an NDA, he couldn't talk about it now, would make me think the backlash he got, I would assume he would immediately like, no. I want him to do shit on them. So the fact that he didn't leave when I shitted on them the whole time makes me think he didn't actually do it. My 2 cents. Because I'm like, that is the ultimate. Like, no, bro. No, you don't understand. I went up there and I did everything I wasn't supposed to. But if he did that, like you said, I think he would have opened with that. How long was that? 3 months ago now?
Yeah.
I don't see him sitting on it to now dropping it in an NPR interview.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This seems a little like an easy out to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I kind of didn't even. Again, it's like there's a part of me that just wants to believe.
Yeah.
The true comic in there that sometimes doesn't see that thing of like, oh yeah, no, for sure, he would have been so ecstatic, like Tim Dillon because they hired him, but then he started reading out the things and making fun of it, so they
told him no.
They fired him. But like, I feel like he was so excited to tell the world about those things. I was like, I would think that Chappelle would be like...
He did a whole special about how they loved his trans joke. Which I'm not even trying to keep beating that to a dead horse, but I'm like, if he can mention that, why wouldn't you also mention at the same time, but I also came at the royal family? Mm-hmm. Which makes me think maybe if he did, maybe he did a smidge. It's not as much as he's trying to lead on now.
Yeah.
My 2 cents.
Right, and then like, what version of coming after them? Like, were you
Exactly.
making like, oh, your robes or something, or were you like, oh, you're like soulless people that like you dismembered 7 of your own cousins in your own house? Like, was it that, or like, oh, flip flops?
Then after the show, I'm backstage at a meet and greet, and there was all these young comedians from all over the Middle East. They were looking at me like I wouldn't even know that they'd know who I am. They couldn't believe I was there. They kept saying, "You just say that? You just say that stuff?" Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's full of shit, bro. No, get the fuck out of there, Andre. Oh, this festival with the biggest comedians on the planet wouldn't be nothing without me. Then you get there like, I'm so surprised these young comedians know who I am. Yeah. These young comedians know who Dave Chappelle is. I know I'm big in the States. And I know when I go to other countries, I represent America, but no, these young stand-up comedians, they know who I am.
Little on me.
Little on me. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. He's full of shit, bro. He's full of shit, bro. I'm not buying any of that, bro.
Where do you think the lie starts? Do you think that there were even the no-name comics there? Or is there no one there? Is there these comics that are there and then he's lying about what they said? Like,
That's so funny.
That's so insane.
No, I'm not voting for it. That's a good one. Damn, where does the lie start? Probably when he started doing stand-up. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Not a big deal in my mind. But I never forgot.
You nailed that, though. What a good catch.
No, I'm not voting for that. I would have gave him the first one maybe, but that second one is full of shit.
They hadn't even heard about me.
But I was so shocked that they knew who I was.
Mm-hmm. But, this isn't even a real thing.
I'm just a truth teller out here. A humble truth teller.
But I'm also a dirty joke comic at heart.
Yeah. That's very funny.
And that was in Dubai. Man, in Riyadh. That crowd watching that comedy, the first time the government let them even see something like this, it was like a baby tasting sugar. If I had choked a tiger out, they couldn't have been more impressed. They were screaming.
You think you're creating space for them that
I
wouldn't
mean,
exist?
at the very least, and this is not nothing, that must have felt incredibly cathartic if you can't say everything you want to say, but you see somebody model that behavior. Oh, man, you're going to want it. So if you think of all the violence and all the things we export to the Middle East, I think our culture is the best export we got.
But
I didn't feel wrong doing it.
yeah, I know you're talking about the Comedy Festival 2025. You did get a lot of fall. You did get a lot of, I don't know what your pushback or criticism for going among other.
I like if this was for like those reasons, like, oh, like I want to help open up more like free speech and all that stuff. It would be kind of, that snowball rolling if there ended up being like a bloody revolution in Saudi Arabia as a result of the comedy. Like, they're like, yeah, it was like so cathartic for them that they like went off and decapitated the entire royal family. Like, maybe good, but
yeah, exactly. Then we gotta come back and be like, well, you know what? We gotta give it to him. Yeah. We gotta give it to him. Like, shit. He was right.
People.
Yeah.
Okay, the U.S. intelligence did make it clear that they believe that the Saudis killed Jamal Khashoggi and the embassy in Turkey. And you knew that when you went, right?
Oh, absolutely. Now,
You
I
didn't have
should
any-
tell you.
I was more worried about them doing 9/11. That was the big one. It had nothing to them with them doing the one journalist. It was the one about the funding the 14 of the 19 or like 14 of the 19 terrorists came from Saudi Arabia, and there's like a lot of financial ties between the terrorist organization. And that, it's not the one journalist. Yeah. It's the 9/11. It's always 9/11.
Always?
With the Saudis, it's always 9/11.
Yeah, that's a good point. I thought it could be the slaves. The slaves and 9/11.
You keep forgetting.
Yeah, bro. Hey, they're running a crazy game right now. You almost forget.
I know. It's working. All the boxing and the fucking Dave Chappelle shit.
The comedy shows, you almost forget.
It is working. Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I won't say that. They asked me to go years before that. And I said no for that very reason. Since that time, the United States government does business with the Saudis. Netflix does business with the Saudis. Everyone. The Saudis finance tons of movies. All these things. I see them financing boxing matches and all these things. And none of these things were an issue until I went there. Now, why is that? As soon as a black man can make money off the plantation, they're trying to tell you that the money is dirty. Well, okay, I'll go home and spend the money with actual slave owners on it. Where is this clean money you're talking?
But you said you
that's a good point. There's no clean money thing, I thought was a great point. I thought it was a horrible way of getting there. Because I mean, like Bobby Lee is like every single time, and it's like an Asian tries to make money off the railroads or whatever. It's like there were 2 black comics there. It's not, there was 35 white ones, 1 Asian one, 2 black ones. It's not.
No, it's a fair point. I guess the pushback would be we hold him to a higher standard, and he already had. Even if I grant him that, like, where's the clean money? He's like, well, you've already made all this dirty money over here. How much more money do you need?
Yeah. That's a good, because outside it's like that was more of like the philosophical, there is no clean money thing.
And he has a good point.
If he wasn't already like generational wealth deep or whatever.
Exactly.
And then there's a part of me, I'm like, man, once you get to that rich, maybe he knows something where he's like, I need every $500,000 paycheck. He was like, even though I have $200 million, I need more. Because
that's a good point.
Mars ain't cheap.
Yeah, there it is.
The years you didn't go, so what made the difference for you?
Time and circumstance. Time and the wheels of commerce.
You might have called that one. You might have called that one down the middle.
If you want to be that pure about money, then stop driving your car, stop eating, don't use your cell phone. Everything is tethered to something that's just terrible. And I can make a million excuses or reasons to deprive that crowd of that show. But man, when I was standing in front of them, I feel like I did the right thing. Our governments are going to ruin everything for us. We'll never get to know each other if we just do everything that they want to do or function on the terms that they want us to function. And we don't even really know what's going on. Not for sure.
Well, artists have always made these decisions. I mean, there were these decisions in South Africa under apartheid. There were decisions about whether artists should go there or not go. And then the question is, are you validating the system or are you resisting it with your presence?
I mean, look,
So,
in the middle of apartheid, if I went and played Sun City, I'd say I'm a bad person. But if I went and played Soweto, why would I not do that? Okay, I'll give you another example. It's not a good
But you
example.
didn't play the fucking poor neighborhoods. I mean, there aren't any in Saudi Arabia. But it was like, you played for the wealthy. There's no...
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
There's a police officer killed a black person, and the black community asked me to cancel the show. We don't want artists to come. We want to boycott.
was that in Ohio? Was that in Cincinnati?
Yeah, it was exactly
was in Cincinnati, yeah.
Yeah. And I respected their wishes. But it's like, or we could have got together and talked about it. And I like doing that, but I do that often. When Minneapolis was going through it. And maybe I was in Paris when they killed Alex Preddy. And, I booked the show in Minneapolis right after they killed that guy. Like, man, they're going to need to talk about this. And that was nerve-wracking. Another situation, Tops Market in
Yeah,
Buffalo.
Man
Man,
killed like 10 black
10
people.
black people unprovoked in the grocery
Yep.
store. That happened right after I got tackled in L.A. at the Hollywood Bowl. But man, I went to Buffalo. You know, it's not that I think that jokes help, but you can console certain communities with your presence, or just acknowledging that you see them and that you are with them.
You feel like you're lancing the boil in a way for people, or just giving them a place to feel their feelings, or?
Okay, well, one is mutual. The Tops Market thing be so upsetting that I want to be there. You know, like I have a friend from Buffalo that's their local.
I feel like this
grocery
would
store.
work if the entire community was at his show, rather than like a select couple hundred, or maybe even a couple thousand. Like, that's maybe great and healing for them, but like, what about anyone else who needs this healing you talk of that doesn't get there, and then therefore only feels like you're just rubbing their nose in it?
It will also feel better if you didn't get paid probably $2 million to be there. Yeah, bro. They really need that healing, bro. For millions of dollars. I wonder if you do the same healing for free. I just wonder, you know?
Yeah, you would hope.
You would hope.
Speaking as a Jesus-like figure, that he would.
Stop playing.
I'm surprised he didn't wash her feet by the end of this interview.
That's good.
I thank God she was all right, but it hits close.
Oh
to
yeah,
home.
actually, I probably should.
But what about people who feel like you're punching down? Like you are not a trans person. And
Fuck it. On that note, I think we can wrap it on that. I think she got the final laugh. Well, that's Dave Chappelle's somewhat excuse for why we should forgive him, and he should not be held to any standards at all. I don't know if that makes me think any differently of him. That's my thoughts. Your final thoughts?
I can't judge him too hard because he's spitting the same type of bullshit I do after a breakup. Well, like, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of words at you, and some of them are gonna be long words, so it's gonna sound like I'm right. It's gonna sound like I'm sorry because I said it with a low voice. Yeah, I guess I forgive him because what the fuck? Give me $1 million, I'll do anything.
You know what? Same. I mean, we're also poor comedians, but same.
Give me $1.
Fuck it. Fucking start smoking crack. Well, hey, that's Dave Chappelle. Tell us what you think. If you have any thoughts, leave it in the comments. If you like it, subscribe, all that bullshit. Thank you. Deuces.